Now this is what I'm talking about. This right here, this was awesome. This was a premiere episode and it was glorious. Everything was fast paced too. We got straight to the point real quick. What's going on, everybody? This your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again. And today, people, today we're here for Kamen Rider Gavv episode 1 review, and let me tell you something, man. This was great. It was the act, like, bro gummy out here, man. It's gummy gang, man. We popping gummy juicy. It was awesome. This I didn't think I was gonna like this suit, but seeing the suit in action and seeing these abilities it has, like, bro, it's like slick Majin Buu. Like, bro, slick also had like a healing factor. Like, it was awesome, and it's so bright, colorful, and everything. It was dope. Like, we got strictly to the point real quick, and our main character, our main writer, isn't human. He's not human. And I just want to ask a question. When was the last time we had a main writer who wasn't human? Like, off rip, just wasn't human. Like, I'm not gonna say like the Amazon writers, but because that's a whole different continuity technically. But when, like, main writer series, when did we have a writer who was not human? Like, at all? Like, not from Earth or anything. He's not human. Just looks human, but he's not human. You guys let me know, because I can't think of one. Like, off rip. Like, maybe some Showa writers, maybe, but I don't know. But this was off the cuff, really freaking cool. Like, we find out, like, you see our main character name is Shoma. So Shoma is way easier to say, but Shoma is basically running in this other world from these guys who are trying to off him, and he ends up in our world, and he basically says that, hey, this is the world that my mom came from. So maybe bro is like half human, maybe, I don't know, because maybe if his mom came from Earth, that means he's half human. So is that a thing going on here? We get some flashbacks of, like, his past and, like, what happened to his mom, and we don't know yet. Like, we might have another freaking Ace thing going on where he's, like, trying to find your mom and trying to do something with, like, trying to figure out what happened to your mom. But yeah, like, it seems like we're gonna have another, like, hey, this, like, mom situation, and we see that Shoma ends up, like, befriending this child in this episode, and he ends up saving him from getting hit by a truck, right? And when the truck hits him, it pulls like a Hancock, where it's like it hits him and the whole car breaks and the two guys in the car fly out of it. So it's like, remember, like, when Hancock, when the train hit him and it just stopped and the train was just, like, you know, broken. That's basically what happened here. And he's like, he tells the kid, like, you're not human, are you? He's like, nah, I'm not human. But they didn't mention the name of what they are, of what he is, because in this episode he does fight the monster. Like, the monster is also is like his kind, and it seems like his whatever he is, they have stomachs in their, they have mouths in their stomachs. So, and it is kind of weird looking, because the tongue comes out and it's wiggling, and it's kind of nasty. Especially the sounds it's making, it's kind of nasty. But we see our monster of the week is a dude who is, like, basically harvesting people, and they're like these, like, red, like, looking sacks that have, like, the picture of the person on them, and I'm like, what the guck is that? But he's harvesting people, and then one of, like, the guy, like, the armored dude, gives him payment, but the payment is like also like a gummy, but the gummy looks kind of like weird, and when he eats this, he eats this gummy to transform into his monster state. And he goes after this kid, and we see that, like, Shoma kind of bonds with this kid, like the kid gives him, like, like gummy candies and candy and stuff, and he's having the candies for the first time, and he really likes these candies. So we see that this kid was like at the beach, and that's where he found Shoma. Shoma landed, and he landed on the beach, and he woke up, he was all wet and everything, and the kid thought he was dead and stuff, and the kid takes him to his secret base. So yeah, like the kid leaves because his mom his mom's working overseas, type stuff, and he gets ready to go home and see his mom, and then he ends up getting intercepted and followed by this guy, I guess, who's trying to like harvest people. So he's chasing him, and then like Gavv sees this and like feels this, and he like flash steps to this kid to help him, and he's intercepted by the monster dude. The guy transforms into his monster state, and it looks pretty cool. Like this monster, like he looked dope, and he had a second form too. He had like a wolf form that he was running around in, but he transforms into this, and then he's fighting Shoma, and he's beating the crap out of Shoma, even though Shoma like can fight him, like he is like super strong and stuff. Shoma can't fight him, so it's like, oh, his gummies actually come out. Like his gummies come out, and and the kid is like, what are those? Like earlier in the episode, the kid was like, what are those? And I guess they're like my minions. And only for him to use these little minions, he has to eat them, but he can't eat them like regularly. He has to put them in his stomach / his belt to be able to use them, and he like cranks it up just like how you would with a build driver. And I guess the belt doubles as a belt and also his stomach mouth. So I don't think so. Is he ever gonna be like taking the belt off? So it's like, does that double as his mouth? Will we ever see him like take the belt off? Like maybe we should, because that is also supposed to be his stomach mouth, but the other monster, his stomach mouth was like fleshy and kind of like attached to him, I guess. But yeah, so he ends up eating using the gummies in his belt, and he ends up transforming for the first time, and he's like, with this power, finally can protect someone, because he felt, I guess he has PTSD from not being able to protect his mom. I guess his mom was taken by these armored looking dudes, and that's probably what he was running from in the first beginning of the episode, because they were after him. So I guess they took his mom at that point. So he transforms, and just, man, it was awesome. He going to this big fight scene. We're seeing how his suit works. We're seeing that his suit's like real punchy and kind of gummy. Well, it is gummy, and you see that some of his parts can get like knocked off, but then he can regenerate them and like come back and hit you with it. He could also like bounce around. He was like extremely durable, and we see him spit out a sword. Like his stomach mouth spits out a sword, and he uses this sword. The sword has like a streak on it, and he takes another gummy and pushes it. It says push me, and he pushes it, and I guess he didn't use it correctly. But the sword looks dope. His sword looks dope, black and red sword with the street on it, like the street against a street going across like the blade of it. So yeah, that was dope. He ends up eating another to do like his rider kick, I guess. He eats a gummy, and the gummy becomes like a big boot, and he ends up destroying the monster with it. But we've got this really cool like chase scene where he's like chasing him throughout the city, and we see like the monster dude, he turned into like a wolf. So I wonder if like all the monsters will be able to do that. Like they have their humanoid looking form, they have their human looking form, then their monster form, and then they have another form that's like more mobile. So he transforms into this wolf state, and we get to see Gavv's bike, which is a big four-wheeler, and the four-wheeler can also shoot blasts out of the sides of the tires, and it was dope. And he was going through the city, he's chasing them, and he intercepts him, and then he ends up destroying him. But I guess he tells him that, hey, you could drop your dark treats, and I guess that's what the gummy that he ate earlier was a dark treat, and it was big. It was a big square cube gummy. I'm like, how are you eating that? Who's selling this and who's eating that? But He's like, no, I'm not doing that. He ends up destroying them, and it was dope. It was really, really cool. So while they were fighting, the kid's mom came and got him, and they ran away together. And he was cool with it. He accepted it. He was like, he wrote a letter to the kid and telling him like, hey, I'll see you again someday, stuff like that, like saying goodbye to him. So I'm pretty sure we might see this kid again. We might see him again later on down the line, maybe. But especially with the bond he made with this kid in this episode, we may see this kid again. The kid may be a reoccurring character. But other than that, we see and then after that, Gavv, he's walking by himself, and he sees a guy go by on his bike, and then he ends up creating a regular bike. So now he has a regular bike and his big, because I know he wasn't going to summon that big 4-wheeler in the middle of the regular streets, So he ends up making a regular bike, and he leaves again, and we see a very beautiful woman. I guess this is gonna be the girl for this season. She's very beautiful, and she finds him passed out in the park, and the episode ends there. But we did get to see the guy who's supposed to be our secondary writer later on. Seems like he's like a news reporter, and he's trying to talk to this woman about her losing her husband and stuff like that, and he pulls out a paper with a picture of a monster on it, like some kid probably drew. And and he's like, all right, we gotta go get our scoop. We meet his boss and stuff like that. Like we're introducing some characters, some small portions of the cast. I like that. But yeah, man, this was great. This was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I was at the edge of my seat. This was a really, really good debut episode, and let's see if they can keep this going, because it was cool. And I can't wait to see next episode, because next episode we're going to get introduced to his first form, which is going to be like the potato chip form, because he's going to eat potato chips for the first time in next episode. So yeah, and I think this form's going to be my favorite form, just how it's going to move. I can't wait to see some of his other forms that we saw that got debuted in action. I'm ready to see how they move in action, man. But you guys, this was great. You guys, this is very, very refreshing. Very, very refreshing. But you guys, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Gavv. What do you think about all of his powers, abilities, the story that we got so far, the story building that we're getting so far? Do you guys think that this is gonna be great? Because I do. I'm feeling it. I'm on the hype train. I want you to hop on the hype train with me. But I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as I always say, stay henshined.